Hi, I'd just like to give a quick overview of the map generator code that I just checked into the shared Asteria source code there. It's just a simple slash command, so you can do slash map generate any map and it'll wipe it and create a new overworld in it. And so you can use this as a base for your own map generation if you wanted to just go crazy with it. I've seen a few other map generators out there for other games that are pretty cool. So it's pretty straightforward. There's this generate command here that's just called, or it's a method or whatnot. And the materials are basically just a byte array, just one flat byte per block. And there's also there's dot materials, and then there's dot wall materials for the wall layer. And they're just byte arrays. There is a material enumeration that has tons of these things here. There's a bunch of reserved ins in there, so we might be able to add more sometime. But we got air is the basic material, and I'm sure you're familiar with them all. So we calculate. Let's just go through this. We calculate kind of some altitudes. There's these get tier altitude method, which is kind of built into the core of the map already. Those tier altitudes are used to determine the scaling of the difficulty of the enemies that spawn as well. So I might be pulling that out so that you have control over that as well. But right now they're just kind of hard-coded and based on sea level and everything else. So let's see, we got each of this code here just fills each of the basic material types, each of the different layers of stone. And then we roughen it up with this create hills command, which uses an algorithm called midpoint displacement to generate the terrain. And so it takes a few variables here. Oops. It takes the material and then a negative material. So when it goes underground and cuts below the baseline, it'll use a different material. Then you pass it in. Let's see, I'm not sure what the level and height. What's the difference there? Oh, okay, so level's the actual point where it'll render the hill, and then height is how tall it'll go, up or down. And so that's where that's coming from. And then, like for hills and lakes here, then it takes a couple more arguments here. This negative 200 and 200 here, that's used for creating the oceans on the sides of the map, and then the 200 in the middle actually creates a mountain. So in Asteria, the very center of the map will always be a little bit taller than the rest, so which is pretty cool. You always start on a mountain kind of thing. Then there's a sprinkle veins method that is used for dispersing a bunch of veins, and so there's this odds number here. So 1 out of 10,000 blocks will get a vein of clay, and this is putting little chunks of clay within the dirt. Then you hand it a brush size. We have a brush enumeration here. Let's see here. Yeah, I can actually see it. Of the various drawing brushes and all that. So that's that. Then we do the lava down at the bottom. And let's see what else we got here. Some poison gas, some oil, all this is making different chunks of stuff here. And then we also use it to create floating islands and caves, and then we have a callback method here that gets called that we can use to add chests or random spawns or placeables, put a light orb randomly. And so that's what that code is doing. And all these methods are down here at the bottom of the source file. We'll take a look at them in a minute. So we set the map's starting position, we find ground so that it's not in the air, good stuff like that. We add portals. There's this add portal method. So we're actually dispersing the dungeon portals here. And then we do a pass over the entire map to kind of clean up things. We add grass, snow, and terrain to hold up the ocean and things like that. And so that's what this code's doing here. I tried to do an erosion bit, but it didn't work very well. So then we add the sand on the edges for the beaches. And then we actually placing the precious metals right here. Just simple sprinkle veins, just a smaller is it, brush size. So this is actually using the default brush size of 1, which is a single block. And then we respawn the players, do some other stuff here. So here's add random spawns. This actually places the spawn points within the cave. It just kind of queries the enemy base for the various available enemy types and randomly distributes some of them here with this. Here's the add portal code that fills a square chunk with air and drops the portal and puts some, where's the code that puts the floor on here? Must be right here. Yeah, this code is writing the floor. Then we have a loot generator, so these are our loot tables, and a method here that just generates some random loot for the chest. So that's kind of it. It's all there, and you know, if you wanted to do your own map generator, you can do all kinds of cool stuff, you know, make a dungeon or whatever. So, thanks.